Well, for more on this, let's speak to our deputy news editor, Khalil Charles. Khalil, great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Just explain for us, firstly, what we just heard from the president. He spoke about changing the government through the ballot box, not Facebook.
Al-Bashir's reference there is to Facebook and WhatsApp, which were used in the Arab Springs as a way of bringing down the Tunisian government and the Egyptian government. And so he's always been very, very skeptical about the whole Arab Springs issue. And so he said to the Sudanese people, his narrative has been for years, look at what happened there, look what happened to Libya, look what happened to Yemen, look what happened to Syria. And the situation in Sudan is therefore better than any of those countries.
He's pointing to the chaos abroad.
Indeed. So, I mean, Sudan kind of avoided the Arab Springs because in 2010, a year before that happened, they had elections. And also in 2011, there was a split of the country. South Sudan broke away. So they were dealing with their own kind of changes and their own kind of situation.
How do you see movements on the ground in terms of the mood among the protesters? Are they determined to stay on the streets until Omar al-Bashir goes?
I've been covering Sudan for a long time, perhaps since 1996, and I've seen protests come and go. And I definitely feel that this is the most determined set of protesters that have come so far. I mean, the protests started almost 6 weeks ago, and they're being very, very organized, again, using virtual private networks, on internet, using Facebook, etc., and organizing so that yesterday, or rather on Thursday, there were more than 19 different towns that came out and demonstrated in some form. So it's definitely not going to go away at the moment.
Do you think the government is going to survive this? As you said, these are protests unlike Sudan has seen before.
Well, I've been speaking to diplomats, and they feel that it's some sense of release. Yesterday, they released prisoners from the protesters' unrest, and they feel that they kind of turned a corner. They feel that Sudan is now moving in the direction. But I have to say that there are still shortages in bread, shortages in petrol, and so the conditions for the unrest are still continuing, and there's still cash liquidity problems as well. You can't get cash out of the cash dispenser, etc. So the protesters don't seem to be going away anytime soon.
Well, we'll continue to cover this story and hope to hear from you again. Khalil Charles, thank you so much.